Okay, now we're going to finish our piece by creating a row of double half hitch knots. This is our finished piece, and we've already done the square knots, and so now we're going to get into creating these two lines, and I'll show you how it's done. So these are really similar to the half hitch knot that you already did as you created the swag, working right below those lark's head knots. The only difference is that we're gonna wrap each string twice as we do it to double up to get some extra width. So I'll show you how that's done. So just repeating the way that you already create the half hitch knot that you already learned, I'll show you how to do that again. So you take your working cord, in this case, it's the outermost cord, and remember that your working cord is gonna go in the direction that you want your line to go as you're creating these knots. So ours is gonna be pointed down like this. And we're gonna leave about an inch of space before we start these to create some space between our square knots and our double half hitch knots. So I'm gonna take my working cord, lay it on top of my next cord, and then the cord that I wanna wrap around it, that goes up over and then through the loop. This is the same half hitch knot that you already learned to do. And then you're just gonna stop when it's about an inch from the top instead of pulling it all the way to the top. Now, what's different about this is that we're doubling it. So with these same two strands, I'm gonna do that again. So this is my working cord here. This is a little confusing because your working cord ends up on the inside, not on the outside like you're used to. So just kind of flip those around. Take your working cord over the strand that you're wrapping with, and then the strand that you're wrapping with goes over your working cord and then through the loop, and then pull it up right next to that first half hitch that we did, and that's a double half hitch knot. You'll see that the strand that you wrapped with is coming through the middle of those two loops. That's what you want. And you'll just stop again about an inch below. Now these are gonna feel like they're building kind of loosely, and that's okay. So that with the first half hitch knots, you saw them come together really tightly. With double half hitch knots, in the way that we're using them, they're gonna feel kind of loose until we get to the middle of both of these sides, and then we're gonna pull them together. So don't worry about that. So we've done our first. This is our working cord, and we'll just do the same thing with our next strand. So the working cord goes over the next strand comes over the working cord, and then through that loop. And then we will pull that up next to those first half hitches, and we're creating a diagonal line. So you want to create that same kind of shape as you go, and you really don't have to be too particular about it. Just keep in mind that you're moving diagonally, not straight across, and it's really amazing how it kind of builds together. So to do the second part of that double half hitch, we're going to take our working cord, we're going to bring it across our first strand. Our first strand comes back up over the working cord and then through that loop. And you see those start to build. So we're going to do that on both sides, going all the way down. When we get to the very middle here, so we're going to work this one till the middle, then we're going to do the same thing on this side, and then in just a moment I'm going to show you how to pull those two together. Once we've created a row of double half hitch knots on the left and the right to create this diamond shape, then we're going to bring them together in the middle. And the way we're going to do that is by treating this last double half hitch knot that brings them together as if it's coming here from the left, and it's just an extension of this row here. So we take the cord that's coming out from our left row, we're going to treat that as our working cord. And so our right just becomes the next strand that we're going to wrap around it. So we overlap the working cord on top of the right strand. We overlap that on top of the working cord and then pull through. And we create a half hitch knot. And then our final double half hitch knot here that completes this diamond shape, we take our working cord, we place it over the cord coming out of the right, and it's the exact same motion that we just did. And we pull that up. And when we create that last double half hitch knot, that really brings those two rows together and gives us that beautiful diamond shape. Now this is your centerpiece, and so you can take it and flip it back behind your top swag. And that really completes the last piece of our macrame work.